Hi everybody, Chris here from Truly Holistic. Now, in this video, I want to talk about, we'll call it the thing, okay, and I think people will understand what I mean by the thing. The thing that's been around for the last, since 2019. So what are we now? What, 3 years ago? And not only the thing, but the thing that has been brought forth to humanity in regards to the treatment of the prevention of getting that thing. Okay, so we'll put it in that way because there's only so much we can say on these videos when they go to YouTube or social media. And I recently also had an email from a client of mine concerned about taking the treatment option for the thing and feeling like they're stuck between a rock and a hard place because they need to find employment in a lot of the places that this person wants to get employment at. Have asked that they have taken the treatment option for the thing. Okay, and obviously, their personal ethical standpoint and what they want to do is they don't want to take that treatment option for the thing. So, a few aspects came up in that is obviously, which we'll get into. But what I want the core of this video to be is my personal experience of my personal view of it, because everyone's got their own view on it, and that's fine. Okay, I'm not here to change that. Everyone has their own choice and decision to be made on this particular topic. But me being a healer that works with energy, okay, me calling myself a quantum ascendance healer is, when we look at the quantum level of anything, we're looking really at the origin, the root of everything. We know that really the core of everything is energy, which we can use the word consciousness with that word energy. And we know that energy continually transmutes itself from one form to another. So we can go to the conclusion and say that, well, if we are working on that level of anything physical, remember the core is energy, is that, and if we know about working with energy, which is what I do, is we can transmute things. We can transmute and shift something from one form to another. Let's say something that is non-compatible with us into a more compatible form or state, where it's not a problem now, where it was a problem, where now it's not a problem. Okay, and we also know with the way I do healing is I'm not sending my energy to the client. I'm just facilitating more of the client's energy into them. So immediately that means that how powerful we all are in our own right, in regards to once we connect into our authenticity, but also at all times, even if we're unaware of how powerful we are, we're still creating through energy, through facilitating energy that then transforms into or fabricates physical reality as we know it. And for a majority of people out there, they're unaware of this. They think that we're just here to observe and participate, that the things I say, the things I look at, the things I do on a moment-to-moment basis is not a big factor in the experience or the reality I'm going to experience. Well, it is. Okay? So, all that said, from my perspective, knowing what I know, is that when a lot of things were relying on having to take that treatment option for the thing, I wasn't keen to start off with doing that, because not from a place of fear or worry that's going to cause a health problem to me, more about from the perspective that I didn't believe I needed it, because my point of view or angle of most things is very very deep, right? Because we look at the origin, we look, from the perspective that everything's energy at its core, and everything can be shifted from one form to another, which then obviously has an effect on all the layers, including physical reality. So from my perspective, I didn't feel like I needed it because I didn't want to take because I don't felt like I needed it. Okay, it wasn't about worry. It wasn't about fear or concern that was going to cause a health problem to me, or have an issue with my intuition or anything of that nature. Okay, but I know there's a lot of people out there that are very concerned about how it could affect their health. Okay, so we're going to talk a bit about that. So I've just got a few notes here. I'm just going to go through and make sure where we are here with this. Now, what is the biggest pivotal aspect into whether, not even just the treatment of the thing, but anything in your life? The pivotal aspect on whether the odds are in your favor or odds against you in regards to how that thing will affect you is yourself, right? And the way that you see that thing, right? As I say, you're fabricating physical reality, your experience of physical reality by where you're looking, okay, which is your place of attention, your focus. As the expression goes, where attention goes, energy flows, and that's your energy. So see that as an investment of your energy. Like, let's use the analogy, your body is like the bank. And your attention, every place of attention matters. Every place of attention matters. This is why consciousness is so important, because what's the other word for consciousness? Awareness. Awareness of where you're placing your attention and all these things. Okay? Now, your body's the bank. Your place of attention is the mechanism of facilitating an investment. And we know that for a majority of us, not all of us, of course, but a majority of us, we show some pretty sound discernment about a financial investment, where we're going to put our money in, how we're going to spend our money. Well, we need to have that same discernment about where we place our attention. Okay, because every single place of attention you are making, which is a choice at the core, is going into your experience of your reality. Okay, where you're going to feed your energy into something for it to either remain part of your reality or to have more of that as part of your reality. So if our attention is more on the worry, on the fear of the bad things or the things that could happen, that's not happening but could happening, then you're feeding your energy in for it to increasing the likelihood it will become part of your reality and manifest. Okay? So what you're looking at, how you define your perspective, like what you're going to verbalize and say in regards to that, the treatment of the thing or the thing itself, or how it might affect me or my role in that, which is your intention. Okay, intention. Our intention molds that energy we're going to invest into what that experience is going to be. These are our superpowers, our attention and intention. Okay, and why the superpowers are little things, but they're connected to every moment you have, which means if it's bounded connected to every moment, it means that it's going to be directly connected to every experience you've ever had and you ever will have. So it's the biggest thing around. And it's the thing that's missed so many times by people. Okay, because they don't understand how powerful they are. Okay, because as the human, we believed in the story of being an observant participant, not a creative force ourselves. Okay. So let's say if you're conflicted about it, about the thing, about the treatment of the thing, or fearful about it, if you're in that state to begin with, even before the needle, the injection is going to prick the skin or go through the skin, the odds are already against you. Why the odds are against you? Is it originally because of the needle or because of the treatment? No, because of you. Okay, this is the empowering aspect of this. It's about you. Everything's about you to begin with. Okay. Um, so, so the question must be how much of then we experience once we do have the needle, have the injection, have the treatment. How much is it actually from that, and how much is it of your own creation, your own spin on what is happening, or what could happen, or what is about to go down, right? Depending on the influence of what you've heard or what you've seen from other people that have had the treatment, or what the news is saying, or what the collective is saying about it. For example, if you didn't have the outside influence, would you know about spike proteins? Would you know about all the other things that go with the treatment option? You wouldn't, right? So knowing that is already playing then an influence in how you see that thing, right? Okay. Now, why is that part of your awareness or part of your reality? Because your attention or intention has been part of that process and keeping it as part of your awareness, part of your reality. So at the core, why is it there? Because of you. Okay, it always comes back to you. Okay, and again, we're just using the example of the thing, the treatment of the thing, but this is about everything in your life. Okay? So, all of this is duality, right? Because we know duality is a reality that's not there. It's a reality we create which limits ourselves, okay? Which is never going to work out for us because at our core we're expansive, okay? We're energy. We're an infinite consciousness, which means a reservoir of infinite energy that wants to keep expanding. It doesn't want to limit, okay? And this is when we get too invested into the physical, too invested into being the human, that we limit ourselves, okay? And we start to, and the big aspect of duality is the investment of your energy through attention and intention into conflicted means, okay? And that includes you becoming conflicted. That's why the world is the way it is out there, where it's built on chaos, these wars and all these conflicted things. Why? Because all the creative forces that make it so are conflicted within them. Okay? We project that. Now, Now we know these stages of our experience, right? And I don't like using these terms, but you'll hear unawakened, awakened, right? And the kind of two factions that are going down at the moment, a number of viewpoints, but we're talking about the thing, and we're talking about the treatment of the thing in this video, is that, the awakened and unawakened see each other as opposing forces, or opposing groups. Let's say the unawakened that just go ahead and straight away and get that treatment without, they just think, well, the experts have said that's the thing we need to do, and hence we need to do it. And then there's people in the awakened community that feel like, oh, I've done all these rest of this research that says that maybe this thing, but also the treatment of the thing, is not what they're saying it is, and it could be harmful, and all these other things that occur. You got to realize that those two factions, they may look at themselves in completely different ways, but they've actually got a lot more in common because they're part of this game of duality. There needs to be two factions, two opposing forces to play the game of duality. Duality is about two opposing polarities that then create a conflict. And that's what's happening. So it doesn't matter whether you're in the awakened group or the unawakened group, you are still playing that game of duality. There's no difference. Okay? So, but saying that, when we go out of the unawakened state, we go into awakened state, it's a transitional phase to become enlightened. Okay, and what I'm seeing out there at the moment, especially with the thing, within the treatments of the thing, but a number of things like this, is that people get stuck and they hang in this awakened transitional state, and they don't shift and keep moving towards becoming enlightened. Because enlightenment is the decision, the choice to no longer invest your energy into conflicted means. So we decide no longer to play the game of duality, and we go into the state called neutrality. Okay, where our energy through attention and intention goes into the means of what we want to create, not about our attention and intention being placed on the worries, the concerns, the things we don't want. But the problem with that is we are creating that because our attention and intention goes towards feeding that. Okay, these are universal laws. And this is the big aspect we work in session work, is the most important aspect of this, because our choice of attention and intention, how we invest our energy into creation, again, knowing how creative, how powerful we are, is providing the state that our body will then reflect. My higher consciousness has always said that our body is only as good as the state we provide it. Okay. Again, as humans, we're very conditioned to look at the little nitty-gritty, the analytical, cerebral, complex aspects of all the body, and looking at, oh, I've got a problem there, problem there, problem there, problem there, when we don't see the bigger picture. So neutrality is, when we shift out of the game of duality, we go into neutrality, right? We go into enlightenment. We start to decide that we're not going to respond and react harshly where we lack awareness with the choices and the decisions we make, which means we lose sight of where our energy is going into creation. We just step back a bit and we decide to look at the greater picture, and we realize that the biggest decision here is to make sure that our energy doesn't go into conflicted means. Because what that's going to do is only going to harm you. Okay, because you then provide a state that is obstructive, pro-blocking, congesting, which then will be reflected in the body, and all illness originates and stems from that, because every part of your body depends and relies on flow to remain or be vital and well. Okay. So when we get into worry, conflict, fear, which is all part of duality, what that does, it provides a state that then affects the body, because it affects it on a hormonal level, on a chemical level, on a biological level. And I'll give you an example of that, right? Is the adrenals will secrete cortisol, right, which is known as the stress hormone, because that provides a state of stress and being overwhelmed, which we know that state is caused by complexity, not simplicity. Okay? Where all of a sudden, what does cortisol do? It shuts down the digestive system, shuts down the immune system, but it also provides a state for the microbes that you are a host for. And what happens with the microbes, because their energy and consciousness at their core as well, is they lose their connection to their higher consciousness, and they lose their way, which means they start to behave in a pathogenic way in your body, so they work against you, right? Because that's what duality is all about. It's about putting all the odds against you. Okay? And for your wellness and vitality, and especially when we want to talk as the human, it depends on a synergistic relationship between both factions, your body and the microbes. And that is neutrality. When that breaks, that relationship, and they go either way, what's that? There are two polarities to each other again. What's that? Duality. And this is what's going on at the moment. Okay? In regards to, again, the theory of all this microbes, and what we're talking about, the thing. Okay? So another thing we need to understand is also that the collective, the biggest prized commodity in the collective is not diamonds, not money, not gold. your attention. It's always trying to grab your attention. It's always trying to distract your attention, because that's the facilitation of where your energy goes to. If they can distract you, grab your attention more and more, your energy will go to that thing to make it real. Now, this is the definition of a belief. What a definition of a belief is: investing all your energy into something to make it real. That's how powerful you are. You're a creative force. Okay? So, a question that you need to ask yourself in regards to your beliefs: are your beliefs putting all the odds in your favor or against you? Okay, I'm not here to decide your beliefs and choices and decisions. This is something you need to go through. Obviously, if you want assistance in that in regards to seeing reality in a bigger picture, okay, where we go to the core, the origin of everything, of course, book sessions with me in regards to reality coaching, ascendance healing. But even within that sessions, what is the most pivotal thing we focus on is that you are that pivotal aspect in your life. I'm a healer, but the big reason why I'm a healer is because I am guiding and facilitating an awareness and knowing for that individual into how powerful they are. Because what am I doing? I'm not sending my energy. I'm facilitating and allowing, enabling and opening the doors for the client for more of their energy, more of their wisdom, their knowing to come through that comes from their soul, their consciousness, not as the human, but as a soul and a consciousness. So we'll finish it there. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video, because that helps with more people seeing this video that need to hear this information to help people. I'm here to assist and help people. I was a nurse in the medical field for 12, 13 years. I was an advocate for my clients, my patients, and I remain to do this to today with being an ascendance healer. So I want to continue that. I want to help people. Please comment below if you've got any questions. If you want to go and book a session, go to trulyholistic.net. If you want to also make energy products, so go to the products page at that website. But you can book appointments for coaching, reality coaching, but also healing for all sorts of things, because everything at the core is energy. Okay? Until next time. Bye.